Good morning and Jai Hind students. Today I am going to teach you chapter number 7 and the name of the chapter is Civilizing the Natives, Educating the Nation. As the name of the chapter suggests to you all, because I am going to begin this chapter, so let me introduce the chapter along with its name meaning also. So as the name of the chapter suggests, Civilizing the Natives means we Indians, because they were calling us natives. It was their racial discrimination. They were white, we were colored or black, so they were calling us natives, uncivilized, ill-mannered. Educating the nation, the kind of education system they have introduced, they give credit to themselves that it was a nation building process. By giving the education, they were converting a native land into the today's India. So with this, I am going to introduce the chapter. So what you are going to study in this chapter, in this episode, in this period, we are going to study this only. I am not going to begin chapter. So what you will be studying? First of all, you will be studying the education system of India, which I have, according to the chapter, divided into two parts. Before 1772 or before British. That was our own education time. Since from the medieval to ancient period, we were studying, according to our religious system. Like Muslim students were going to the madrasas for getting Persian education related to religion, and Hindu students were going to the pathshalas. And even in Hinduism, these pathshalas were divided as per the jati basis, caste basis. Then the second part of the chapter deals with the education during the time of British, means after 1772. Why am I giving this word 1772? As you all know, since from chapter 1 we are studying that the circle of justice, education system, a planned administration Britishers had, East India Company had established after 1773. So everything begins from 1773 only, and that too in this chapter education system also begins with 1772. The next part of the chapter in which is from page 2nd of the chapter to page 6 of the chapter. Okay, you will be studying about two different divisions in the British education. A British education which begins from 1772 to 1830s, called as Orientalism. And children, let me tell you one thing. In chapter number 2 history, I have already studied about one of the Orientalist who was known with the name of Nathaniel Halhed, N.B. Halhed. You have studied about that. He started appointing 11 Pandits to convert the Dharma Shastras into the English. This is known as Orientalism. We'll be studying what is Orientalism called as in this chapter. In this Orientalist, British Orientalist, you're going to study few very good names who were respecting to the Indian culture and whom had converted so many Indian sacred texts into the English form, so that the Europeans came to know about the good qualities of Indian education, Indian sacred system, that is Orientalism. William Jones, Nathaniel Halhed, Thomas Colebrook type of Orientalist you will be studying, and their qualities you will be studying. The second part of the British education, which was till 1947 along with the Christian missionary education, it is education for commerce. So in this chapter you will be studying that how British Orientalists got criticized by the people who were provoking for the education for commerce for the natives, and the education of commerce on the basis of this education system. Wood's dispatch came up in 1854. So from 1830s to 1947, in your chapter between page 6, page 2 to page 6, you'll be studying about education for commerce, and in this also you'll be studying about a few more critic of the Orientalism, that is, and whom had introduced the education for commerce by advising to the education system there in London. And these were Thomas Babington Macaulay, James Mill, etc., etc. And about James Mill, I think you all have studied in the first chapter. Then the last part of the chapter deals with the national education. Means coming up to 1900, early 20th century was the time when Mahatma Gandhi's and Rabindranath Tagore kind of people were there who were talking about the national education of India after independence. How it would be. So you are going to study about views of Gandhiji on national education, who was highly critical of English education, okay, and education for commerce. And you'll be studying about Rabindranath Tagore, who was in favor of English education, but along with the child's creativity, teacher's creativity, open school environment, with practical, with workshops and all that. So, up to today, if you can see, we are not only following for our national education, the agenda for the national education, not only from the views of Mahatma Gandhi, even we have taken up all the ideas of Rabindranath Tagore, which he had completed in his dreamland, Shanti Niketan. So you'll be studying about education system of India before British and after British. Till this is over now for the introduction of the chapter. Will be continued this in the next episode next week. Till then, goodbye, Jai Hind, bye bye.